Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to some more F1 24 and another part of our Lewis Hamilton career mode. Today we are back with the British Grand Prix, our home Grand Prix, looking to bring back some history and fight for the victory. However, we are going to have to take a new engine because last time out we had an engine failure. It has given us some R&D points, so there are some, I suppose, consolation there, but it was part of our brand new engine. Control electronics is gone, and we are going to need to get a new one basically, because that is not going to last us till the end of the season. So I think the idea will be a completely brand new engine for Silverstone to try and take us through to the end of the season. It does mean, however, we will be starting from the back of the grid, so it is going to be a bit of a last to first challenge today, but hopefully you will enjoy it nonetheless. Now, we do have a few options for our development package going forward. Russell is going to buy that one. And we've got the rear floor under tray, we've got the roll dampers. That will give us a decent amount of performance. And then, of course, we have got the different bits of reliability that we could go for. I mean, we've got over 1,000 resource points. I'm kind of tempted to go with the roll dampers. Less tyre wear. I think that's a good thing to have, and we can have it in place ready for the Hungarian Grand Prix. We've still got 406, so we could go for a reliability upgrade as well. Why not? Yeah, let's get that done. So 2 upgrades coming from, or 3 from our side of the garage. Still 1 coming from George Russell's side of the garage. And he has his eye on a chassis upgrade as well.
Parts have come through without any issue, so they'll be on the car ready for the next race weekend.
So that's great. Okay, right. Let's head ourselves into the race weekend in Great Britain. As I say, it's going to be a difficult weekend. We're probably not going to do qualifying. Although, you know, we might as well. At least have 1 run in each session. It's not going to make a massive difference to the engine, but yeah, it is a disappointment. But brand new engine on the car, so it's going to be an exciting weekend here in Great Britain. Let's go for the drive 0 miles. That definitely seems to be a glitch, that one. Better position in qualifying, so I guess, yeah, we can do that and try and now qualify George. 6 laps in practice sessions, although that's probably not going to happen. That seems better. Perfect the race strategy program. That all seems good. Right, guys, I'll see you guys for qualifying, even though we're starting from the back of the grid. I'll see you for Q3 if we get there, and where we would have qualified.
Welcome along, everybody, to a venue that was built for speed. Once an airfield, now one of the finest racetracks in the world. It's qualifying day here at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix.
As we start qualifying 3, it was raining at the start of Q3, so it is going to be last man over the line on these scrub tyre, on these slick tyres, to see who comes out on top. There you go, Lance Stroll, a 135.6, but it is very slippy out there. Max Verstappen's just gone quickest now. George Russell's gone quickest. Who's behind us? Yeah, Perez and Norris have now gone quickest, and Sainz goes quicker than them, but we're now going to be the ones who surely get the best of the grip. They're sort of 6-7 seconds off the pace. I have no idea where we're going to be in terms of our pace. There goes the DRS Open. Coming up now. And as expected, oh, well, yellow flags. Is that our teammate? I think it was. George Russell. I mean, we certainly lifted off. But it's going to be a bit of a mixed up grid. Obviously, we cannot be on pole position because we've got a grid penalty because of the new engine. But we can show what our pace would have been and take pole position, essentially. Oh, very nice through there. I mean, this is going to be massively quicker. 2 seconds quicker than Max Verstappen through the middle sector. It is really coming to us, the grip, because we were the last man over the line and the track is fully dried out now. The AI set their times a lap ago, and you can see how much smoother we are through these corners. And now we head up to the line, and it is pole position.
Yes! Excellent lap. We're all very, very pleased with that one.
But of
Nice
course,
work.
it is going to be a fair way back from that. I think it's going to be back at the grid.
Qualifying, but don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix.
So it's going to be a Ferrari 1-2 going into the race. Carlos Sainz on pole, then Lando Norris is going to be third ahead of George Russell, then the 2 Red Bulls, followed by Piastri, Stroll and Ocon. Let's find out how we can do from the back.
Welcome to not only the home of British motorsport, but also the birthplace of the Formula One World Championship. It's race day here at Silverstone, a classic on the calendar, and it's time for the British Grand Prix. Straddling the border of Northamptonshire and Buckinghamshire, the 18 corners of Silverstone Circuit form the 3.6-mile beating heart of Formula One. It's been reinvented over the years, with Turn 1 now the fast right-hander of Abbey, but the magic of racing is as strong here as it's ever been. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. It's Carlos Sainz in pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Russell, Perez, Verstappen, Oscar Piastri, Stroll, Ocon, Albon, Fernando Alonso, Gasly, Ricciardo, Sargent, Tsunoda, Magnussen, Hülkenberg, Joe, Bottas, and Lewis Hamilton rounds off the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today? And alongside me in the commentary box today, a man who I always look up to, which is easier said than done, Anthony Davidson. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
Okay, then, here we are, down on the track. Well, they are suggesting softs, then mediums, which is an interesting strategy. Those medium tires seem to be working quite nicely. So we're going to come in at a lap earlier, I think, just to try and get a bit of an undercut on the guys in front. It's 18 laps. It's fast. It's furious. Let's get ourselves into it. Here we go.
Here we go then, and we're off for the formation lap here at Silverstone, dubbed the home of British motor racing. Now, while the layout of this circuit has changed on numerous occasions, the spirit of the track that hosted the very first Formula One World Championship Grand Prix still very much prevails.
Well, very interesting. Carlos Sainz on pole, starting on mediums.
Take their positions on the grid. The teams
That's
will be
very
very
interesting.
Pay off for them in today's race. The question I'm asking is which teams have got it right and which ones have got it horribly wrong?
Well, I think getting it back into the points would be a success today. It's going to be very, very difficult from 20th place, but we will give it our all. We've taken a little bit of rear wing off to try and help our straight line speed. And of course, the start of this race is going to be absolutely crucial, but we've got to keep ourselves out of trouble. That's the main thing. So here we go then. Ready for the lights. Lights out, away we go here at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. It's a decent getaway off the grid, and we are ahead of our former teammate Valtteri Bottas as we head towards turn 1. Bottas still remaining by our side, and well, we go down the inside of his teammate Zhou Guanyu. A little bit of contact with the two Haas cars, but we're fine all the way around the outside there and up to 16th after the first couple of corners. That's kind of what you expect. You know, a team that's able to pull off front of the grid positions is going to have a lot more downforce around those corners and therefore able to take advantage. But that was a decent start, exactly what we wanted. And now we can settle into the Grand Prix. We should be faster than a lot of these guys ahead. It's just a case of how quick can we make our way past them and get ourselves back into this race. And certainly through Maggots and Beckett's we seem to be a lot quicker than what we have been in previous years. There goes Daniel Ricciardo having a little look at Logan Sargent. Possible chance down the inside of Daniel Ricciardo. Again, a little bit of a love tap on the way through, but we are up to 15th after the first lap, and we will certainly settle for that. I think that is about as good as we could have hoped for. Big lock up from Logan Sargent there. Now take the inside line once again, and we are through. Another good move. Up now into 14th place. DRS enabled, of course, and because there's a lot of heavy braking zones around Silverstone, we should find that our ERS remains quite charged.
Use overtake.
Now I wonder if the Ferrari that's really dropped down the order is Carlos Sainz, because he's on the medium tyres, or whether he's the one that's leading the way because the medium tyres are working so well. A little bit wide there, yeah. Just kept our foot down though because we didn't want to give the momentum to Daniel Ricciardo. So we take our first track extension of the race. Don't want to get anywhere near a second. We come through. Good start. We've got a chance now maybe on Yuki Tsunoda. Down the inside. And we're through. It's still there, but we should get better traction on the exit. DRS open. A little bit of ERS overtake. Now up to 13th position. We're getting towards points paying positions now. This is going to be a chance on Fernando Alonso. We head down the inside and we are through once again. It's becoming a very, very fruitful overtaking position for us today. It's another good move, and now closing in on the Alpines. We should be able to make it past these two fairly quickly, and then we're into the points and very much back in the race. Well, Pierre Gasly now is going to be our next victim. And we're through on him. I'm going to have a look at Ocon as well. Gasly went back for it. But we get away with it. And now back up into the top 10. Into the points we are. This group is fallen away slightly. Is that Carlos Sainz? On the medium tyres it is. So the medium tyres were not the ones to go on. That was a big decision from Ferrari. And it has cost them. I mean, Leclerc is leading the way. But Carlos Sainz really struggling at the moment on those medium tyres. And that poses us an opportunity to get maybe as high as 6th place here before the pit stops, and that would have been unthinkable, you would have thought, but already back up into the top 10. It's been a very good aggressive race so far. Yeah, another chance on Lance Stroll this time. Stroll comes over to defend very well. So fair play to Lance Stroll.
You're in the top 10 now. Keep it up.
He's done a little bit of overtake to try and close in. Put pressure on him. It's not quite working at the moment. And George Russell has just taken the lead of the race. It seems to be changing hands a hell of a lot at the front. Well, Norris and Albon fighting there, but that gives us an opportunity on Lance Stroll. And yep, Stroll ducks out of the way, and we are through up into 9th place now. Chasing Norris, chasing Albon, chasing Carlos Sainz. Looks like Sainz's tyres are maybe coming back to him here. DRS, ERS once again.
Okay, Lewis. Engine's running
Thinking
very
about
hot.
it.
Engine very hot. Let's try and pull out from behind the car in front and cool things down.
We were thinking about having a go at Norris there. Decide against it though. Fernando Alonso now is the one behind us. I don't know what happened to Lance Stroll. He must have lost a few positions.
Okay, be aware, the grip levels are going to start falling away soon.
Albon having a look at Carlos Sainz. Contact maybe. These tyres are not looking good. We got yellow flags up ahead.
Yellow flag.
I'm not sure what's happening. It looks like one of the Red Bulls. It's Max Verstappen. He's had an engine failure.
Box this lap.
Well, that is huge.
At the moment, the car behind is lapping faster than us by around a second a lap.
Gives us a chance now.
Green flag.
Is there going to be safety cars, red flags? I really don't know. But what I do know is that we're coming into the pits this lap, so I'll try and go as quick as possible. But I think this is pretty good. We're up into 8th place. And I think we should undercut these three. We are clearly quicker than them. Should be able to undercut them by coming in a lap earlier.
Okay, pit in this lap, and remember the speed limit. We'll be penalised if we exceed it. Keep that in mind as you approach.
So here we go, we're charging up the ERS as well. Well, Albon's coming in as this lap too. And we're in Looks like quite a few are coming in. So here we go. Need a quick pit stop. Decent.
And away we go.
Pretty
No
good.
problems, very smooth. Mercedes
Can we
will
come
no
out
doubt
ahead of
be
Alex
very
Albon?
happy with that stop.
No. But we should be able to at least undercut Sainz and Norris.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
I think we're out of the DRS range of Albon here, unbelievably. So it puts us under a little bit of pressure from Fernando Alonso, so using some of that ERS that we've built up, but yeah, Albon should be very much exposed here. Oh, there goes Fernando Alonso having a little look before Cops. That would have been an ambitious move from the two-time world champion. But now this has got to be the chance. Here we go. DRS on Alex Albon. And we are through. And now we got to push hard in the first part of the next lap to...
Yeah, really good job on hitting
Get
that
ourselves
target,
more
mate.
than
Nice
a
work. Still a long
second
way to go,
ahead.
though. Okay, gap ahead, 16.9 seconds.
We are ahead of Lando Norris. That's huge. Teammate in the
Okay,
pits.
George is coming in for his stop.
That was good. It was an excellent middle sector. And it's purple as well. There we go, fastest lap of the race.
Keep this up, well done.
So George Russell not too far ahead at all, so we're up to 5th place here. As it stands, it's pretty amazing. At us here. Don't really know how, but he managed it. And there goes Fernando Alonso trying down the inside. We just about managed to stay in front. That's crazy. But that has really affected us.
Okay, so gap to the car ahead, 4.0 seconds.
We'll go into hot lap mode now. Try and pull away from this battle and pull towards that top 4. Got yellow flags again. Who's off now, I think? I'm not sure. Oh, what?
Mate.
Well, that is... I mean, I think we got 2 warnings for exactly the same corner. Well, that is gutting, to be quite honest. Well, I mean, at the very least, we should still finish inside the points, but I feel like we deserved a lot more from this race. But the pace is just eluding us now in this car. I'm not really entirely sure why.
Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 5.2 seconds.
There's also again having a go at us down the inside. Well, final lap of this Grand Prix then, and you got to say that it's a bit of a missed opportunity.
Catch the car ahead. Gap currently 5
But
seconds.
we have to take it into perspective and, you know, remember we started this race 20th, and we said getting back into the points would be a huge success today. It certainly looks like we are going to do that now. Despite the 3-second penalty, I think at worst we'll finish 8th. But 7th would be pretty decent, considering, in my opinion. I can't quite tell whether the RB is going to be within 3 seconds or not. But who's going to win the Grand Prix? It could well be George Russell. He's coming around the final corner now. I think it's going to be George Russell again. And wow, what a result for him. He wins the British Grand Prix. We come over the line in 5th place. But it ends up being 7th. Not too bad. I mean, we still get driver of the day, but yeah, George Russell, excellent victory for him.
We've seen a brilliant display of the Russell hustle.
2 in a row.
It's George Russell who wins.
And that's 2 wins in a row now. It's the start of potentially something special, but they can't get ahead of themselves just yet. It's a long way to go.
Well, Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
Well, fair play to George Russell. He gets his 2nd win in a row. And, yeah, I mean, he was in 4th place when he came out of the pits and fought back there and got past Leclerc, Perez and Piastri to win the British Grand Prix.
And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
And there you go then. We end up about 0.8 of a second ahead of Yuki Tsunoda in 8th place. But we'll settle for that. 7th place will do. 6 points. Damage very much limited in that Grand Prix. George Russell now moves up to 4th place in the championship. We drop behind Charles Leclerc, just 5 points behind him. But yeah, we need to do some work going into the next Grand Prix. Looking at the constructors, we're certainly taking a good lead over Ferrari at the moment. Yeah, Carlos Sainz in the end finishing P11. That strategy really not working out for Carlos Sainz. He did mediums and hards. It just didn't quite work for him, unfortunately, and he will be a little bit disappointed with that. In terms of incidents in this Grand Prix, quite a few people were warned for various incidents, and you can see there, you know, we got 2 at exactly the same time on lap 14. And I don't really agree with that. I don't know why we got 2 just for going a little bit wide into that corner. We then pushed it a little bit more after that to try and make up. But yeah, disappointing. We lose out on a few points, but it's not the end of the world. It really isn't. We do drop behind Charles Leclerc in that ranking. We can see a lot of our stats going up there, and now making a good way towards 91 rated. We lose a percentage of recognition over George Russell. I think deservedly so as well. Manufacturing upgrade is unlocked. Very, very good. And let's end off the episode then. Before we get to Hungary. And officially halfway through Season 1.
That ERS failure must have been infuriating. We should focus on upgrades to our powertrain. That should help reduce the likelihood of faults like these cropping up again in the future.
Well, there you go then. And plenty of upgrades going to be coming through. I don't really know what the ERS failure was. Maybe that's why we lost our performance middle of the race. No idea. Maybe it wasn't giving us exactly what we thought, because we did pull away from Alonso and Albon again at the end of the race, so perhaps that's what it was, and that's why we weren't able to close in on the top 4. But yes, all very, very exciting anyway. Looking forward to the next episode at Hungary, one of my favourite tracks of the season, so hopefully you'll join me for that. If you've enjoyed this video, then give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 content, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.